everyone. My name is Katie Becker. I graduated from Duke in 2017. My major was psychology, and I had a minor in history. I was pre-law while at Duke, and starting in fall of 2021, I plan to start at Yale Law School. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Dean Wilson. Dean Wilson is a professor of history, and he's also the pre-law advisor. He's been on the dean staff at Duke for over 51 years. So he has many years of expertise in advising students in pre-law advising to share with us today.
Good morning. I'm Gerald Wilson. I am an academic dean. I teach American history, and I am the university's pre-law advisor. I'm sorry we're meeting this way, but I look forward to getting to know each of you in the next 4 years.
What does it mean to be pre-law at Duke? Is there a specific pre-law curriculum I should take in preparation for law school? Are there specific courses or a specific major?
I want to read just a short statement that I had prepared years ago for undergraduates here. We often get questions about pre-law at Duke. Our response depends on the thrust of the question. If the question refers to a pre-law curriculum, then there's no such thing at Duke. If the question is about process, then that's a different matter. For being pre-law at Duke means being involved in a process of self-discovery, defining life goals, determining lifestyle, and developing a strategy for realizing these goals. Now that's what it means to be pre-law. And one of the things that you're going to hear me say over and over again, as an undergraduate, you are making a person, not a lawyer. A person, not a lawyer. Is there a specific pre-law curriculum? No. What you are trying to do is twofold. Learn to think and learn to communicate. That is to learn to think analytically, analyzing material, and synthetically to pull large amounts of material together. And number two, learning to communicate. Especially in written form. If I say it 3 times, it's going to be on the test. No, you will just automatically take writing courses, and you are going to learn to write. At Duke, take whatever you want to take, major in whatever you want to major in, because that's where you follow your passion. That's where you're going to learn to think and learn to communicate. Choose the major that is right for you. When you ask about specific courses, I'm going to say something that you're going to hear over and over and over again. Within reason, find out who your really good professors are and take their courses. Now, within reason, for many years, the best professor at Duke taught organic chemistry, whatever that may be. But I'm saying something within your realm of interest. Take good professors. Again, no specific major. You choose, follow your passion. Katie, do you want to add to that?
I think that's all right. And I think if you're telling people that they should be taking the best courses at Duke, there are a lot of folks who are going to be looking at your courses, American Dreams, American Realities, and Leadership in American History. So I guess our next question, when do I apply to law school, and what factors are considered in evaluating my application?
You will apply to law school in the fall of the year prior to planned entry. Now note how I stated that. Last year, we worked with 64 seniors applying to law school and 116 alums. Let me just pause and say, if you come to Duke, this is a marriage for life, not a hookup for 4 years. You will apply in the fall of the year prior to planned entry. Now, more and more people, as you can see by that number, double the number of people chose to take, and don't you ever use this word around me. It's not a gap year. Don't ever use that word around me. It is a personal development year. And if you choose to do that, that is fine. We will work with you as long as you wish. I worked with a 54-year-old man a couple of years ago who graduated from Duke some years ago, and he is now in law school. Katie, you want to add?
In my experience, I think taking a personal development year, I actually will have taken 4 of them by the time I start law school. It may not be for everybody, but for me, it was definitely the right decision, and I would strongly recommend it. How important are my extracurricular activities going to be as a factor in my law school application?
To begin with, get involved in extracurricular activities, period, for their own intrinsic worth. It's part of the total educational experience. Now, in terms of the application process, I'll go 2 ways. One, activities will not substitute for good grades. Activities will not substitute for good grades. What you should do is be involved in those activities that are meaningful to you. Number 2, it can be helpful if you take a leadership role. By the way, let me back up, and I did not finish my last question, and this fits right in now anyhow. When you apply to law school, there are several factors involved in the decision. Number 1, your overall grade point average. Number 2, your law school admissions test score. They get you over the threshold into the pool. And then what is important is, if you will, number 1, essays which you will write. Number 2, your recommendations. These are the major things that are beyond the sheer numbers of the LSAT and GPA, which does lead me to one other thing that I will mention. Faculty recommendations, particularly faculty recommendations. One of the saddest things I face is when a senior comes in and says, and we talk about recommendation, I don't know anybody. Well, darn it, that's your fault. We have a very rich faculty in terms of experience and knowledge and willingness to help. 95% of our faculty are great at this. All right, get to know them so that when it comes time for you to get a recommendation, who's your recommender? Well, Professor so-and-so. It's somebody you already know. So excuse me for jumping back, but I forgot to do that. Again, extracurricular activities, their own intrinsic worth, plus they will not substitute for good grades. Katie, you want to add?
I think that's right. And what I hear you saying is that the LSAT test and the GPA are the most important, or the sort of preliminary factors. And after that, that's when things like essays, letters of recommendation, and certainly extracurriculars are important. But you're also encouraging students to become deeply involved in extracurricular activities for their own intrinsic value in developing whole people, which I think is spot on. If I'm a student entering Duke interested in potentially going to law school one day, what are some activities and support systems that might be available to me as I move through Duke and start this process of considering law school? Or maybe I already know I want to go to law school. What activities and support might I get?
All right, at our pre-law office, I have 5 hours a week, an hour a day, which are walk-ins. You come in and we can talk. I will hope to get to know you through that. I'll get to know some of you, hopefully, through class and through other means. But 5 hours a week, you can come in and we can talk. Number 2, we will have your email addresses and we will send out periodically information email stuff that you ought to know. Number 3, we have the Undergraduate Pre-Law Society, which is bench and bar, and you'll get information about how to join that. We have evening programs where we bring in lawyers, law school admissions officers, etc. There is also moot court, and you should have received, or we can have available something about moot court, which is certainly available for those of you who are interested. Now, it's a great activity if you're interested, but if you're not interested, then do what interests you, period. Then we have 2 more things. For students who are from underrepresented segment of the population, we do have an alumni, we do have an advantage testing program available where you can take courses, a course that will prep you for the LSAT. By the way, let me pause. The law school admissions test is a half-day test which tests skills, not knowledge. Skills, not knowledge. So it's not like a test where you have to memorize facts. In other words, you will prepare for the test, but it's test your logical reasoning, your reading skills, etc. Katie may want to talk more about that. And then finally, we have something now. I want to alert you to this. It is not available to freshmen because we don't have enough yet, but we hope it will be. We have a program called Sui Generis. And basically what this does, it connects you, if you're interested in law school, it connects you with a lawyer hopefully in your hometown or your home area who can serve as a mentor to you. It'll be mostly by phone, but can serve as a mentor to you while you are considering law school. Katie, you want to add to any of those resources?
I think that's all right. And I think you mentioned I would talk a little bit about the LSAT. So the LSAT is a standardized test, kind of like the SAT, where they test your reading comprehension, logical reasoning, and then your ability to do what most people colloquially call logic games, which are like sort of logic puzzles. We strongly recommend that you prepare for that test, not take it for practice, and also plan on taking it at least twice. If you get the score you want the first time, that's awesome. Go right ahead with that. But I know Dean Wilson recommends folks plan to take it at least twice. But I found that Duke has a wealth of resources available for folks, whether you know for sure that you want to go to law school or maybe just thinking about it but not sure. I think there will be people along your path who are happy to have those conversations with you. Do you have any final words, Dean Wilson, or maybe some general advice for prospective pre-law students?
Let me emphasize 3 points. Number 1, as an undergraduate, you're making a person, not a lawyer. Now, if we were meeting in person, I would point to one of you and say, did you have American AP American history? And if you say yes, I'm going to say, who's Dean Acheson? And you're going to look at me like I'm crazy. Dean Acheson was Secretary of State under President Truman. Now, he was a lawyer. He graduated from Yale Law. He wrote an article in a magazine. The title of the article was Law, the Most Sophisticated Profession. And his argument was, the more you know, the better off, the more successful lawyer you're going to be. And that's what I keep coming back to again and again, is come as an undergraduate to make a person. When you go to law school, you will make a lawyer. Number 2, take advantage of all the resources at Duke. People particularly, and faculty. Listen, develop mentoring relationships with a faculty member. I will hope to get to know a number of you, but I can't go out in your dorm and say, hey, I want to be your mentor. No, you've got to come to me. you've got to come to me. So please, take advantage of all of these resources. Now, number 3, the mission of the Pre-Law Advising Office. I know a great deal about law schools and law school admission. What I need to do is to get to know you and to put the two together. There is no such thing as the best law school. There is the best law school for you. I want to find out who you are, what you're looking for. That's what makes sense. And, what's your learning style? Let me give you, and I can give you many examples, but I have what I call a fuzzy-wuzzy scale. And by that I mean, what's the atmosphere of the law school? And what kind of atmosphere do you want? Let me give you an example, and I'm not going to name a law school, but there is a law school in the Northeast, which is an outstanding law school. It is in a high-rise building, which is the ugliest building in Western civilization. It looks like it was built by East German communists after the Second World War. But it's a high-quality faculty. But you go in, you go to class, you get out, you do your thing. If that's your learning style, maybe you've had fuzzy-wuzzy out of the wazoo at Duke. Well, okay. Now, I will contrast it with a law school here in the South. It is the fuzzy-wuzziest place. There's the greatest sense of community in it. The students love each other. They work with each other, and I can give you many examples of all of that. And let me just tell you, quite honestly, it is a top 20 law school. It's not a top 10. If we have 10 people go there in a year, then probably 8 of them, that wasn't their first choice. They end up loving it. So my point is, I want to get to know you, and then let's put the two together and see what is the right law school for you. I think those would be my final words. Did you tell them what you're going to do next year?
I'm planning to start Yale in fall of 2021. So I was planning to start this fall. I was admitted, and I ended up having another opportunity come up. So I decided to defer for a year to pursue a master's degree in Belfast through a special scholarship. So I'll be studying in the UK for a year and then returning to start law school. But I credit my relationships with faculty like Dean Wilson with sort of helping guide that path. And I guess just to sort of summarize some of the most important points that have come out of this conversation, the focus of undergraduate education, we heard, should be on developing you as a person, not as a lawyer. The lawyer part will happen in law school, but the focus of your choices of major and extracurriculars and whatnot during undergrad should be focused on your personal intellectual development. And then that there's a wealth of resources at Duke, starting with Dean Wilson's office, but including things like the bench and bar, and the speakers that the pre-law office brings in to help guide you along your way. And that the more you can get to know folks like Dean Wilson, and he can help you with that matching process of figuring out what schools might be the right fit for you when it comes time to apply to law school, whether that's senior year of college or several years out or 30 years out, like that individual that Dean Wilson mentioned. Congratulations on your acceptance to Duke and on deciding to come. And I know the pre-law office looks forward to getting to know all of you.